Wholeness again, wholeness, guys, wholeness. Yes, like the brother just mentioned, basically, uh, it is somewhat, um, what would I say? It's powerful. Uh, and it goes with whatever, I shared yesterday on my timeline. Uh, about being the self, because now in this time, like he just mentioned, the brother, he just mentioned himself that it is no longer time for believing. You see, now it's time for knowing. Like we always say, is the age of knowledge or something like that. So knowledge, knowing, gnosis, you see, we must know now. You see, but the thing is, like, since everyone may be in the same moment, but on different levels in their journey, meaning to those that get the lesson from the last age, or those who don't, we always mention that ourselves. So this is why somehow we find ourselves having to continuing to guide each other or something like that. You see what I mean? But like Brother Sevan Boma always say, it's good. We all have our own uniqueness, and the brother also say that because truth is but one, and that uniqueness is your truth. You see what I mean? It's whatever it is for you, and then it goes for whether it's a people, as yourself, as an individual, or as a nation, or whatever it is. It is still the same thing in a way. You see what I mean? So the thing is basically, it's I don't know if okay, it's going on still. So the thing is, it's somewhat. This is why many people. Let's take the example of Jesus Christ, something like that. He was also sacrificed by the people when he definitely came to help the same people that sacrificed him. You see what I mean? But why did they sacrifice him or something like this? Is because he was telling his truth. Because his piece of the puzzle, or whatever he represent, he was being himself. You see what I mean? Telling his truth or something. But the problem is, like, we don't, like we always say online and around each other, is like we don't trust each other. You see what I mean? So if we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust each other. So how are we gonna be able to surpass seeing the surface and then loving each other? You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing, and this is why there is the word love and there's the being love. You see what I'm saying? So, but for the one who is in love, you see, they will know the being and the saying of the same. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, and that truth even. So this is why this time, it's not, you can destroy truth, because this truth is what builds a new world. It's what builds a new era. You see what I'm saying? A new time or something like that. So before, let's say, there's winning, there's losing. You see, I mean, truth has been, how would I say, conquered at some point. You see what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's the only truth only lost a battle, not the war. You see what I mean? So that's just the way it is, and it's all part of life anyway. You see, I mean, it's the winning and the losing, that makes it interesting. Though the weak ones among us, I mean, cannot stand the losing part, and all of us have that weakness, except some of us, we just transcend that. You see what I mean? And transcend the animal self, and then accept everything as one. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter you lose today, it's so that you can enjoy the winning tomorrow. It's just the way it works. You see what I mean? And then this is why now truth prevails. You see? So when truth prevails, it's not, saying two lies like, hey, I mean, I hate you, I win now, fuck you, or whatever. It's complete humility, telling two lies, thank you for your services. You see what I mean? Now it's my time. You see what I mean? And then the complete lie, or the lie which is the ego, or whatever you can connect to that, will also bow to the mother, to truth, and stuff like this, and then say, it's my pleasure, you see what I mean, and continue to work together. You see what I mean? Because they only mirror each other. And in reality, the mother is what really exists, because without the mother, the son wouldn't be, or something like that. So the thing is, like, it's basically the truth somehow is, what would I say? It's basically your truth. There is the truth and there is your truth. And also the brother mentioned what else? Let me make sure that I check that. The brother also mentioned that, in speaking of your truth or something like this, that there is the truth, there is your truth. Let me try to gather my thoughts. There is the truth, because I did not take a note of that piece to talk about it. But there is the truth, there is your truth. And then your truth is when you say, I know myself, it means I'm living my truth. And then that truth, and there goes, the brother said there's the truth, and then which is the highest law or something like this. Your truth, you see, is if in accordance with the truth, then you're okay. Because anyway, some of us who would, with the little minds and still in need of understanding, would say what? It's okay, breaking the law of the Most High or something like that, which is blasphemy, to tell you the truth. Because the law of the Most High is as breathing. You see what I mean? You cannot break the law of the Most High. It's impossible. He can break you, like the brother said. There goes the word. He can break you, but you cannot break it. You see what I mean? You can only break man's law. And breaking man's law, if it is in accordance with the higher truth, you can only break it to give way to the universal law. You see what I mean? That's the only way, not to be belligerent or to be a rebel. You see what I mean? Because man's law exists for a reason. Because man is what comes and give order to the chaos or something like this. So what it is, it's like the brother said. So what it is to break man's law, you have to be in accordance with the Most High law, which you cannot break. Because in reality, you do not break the Most High law. You only break man's law. You see what I'm saying? Because there's different levels of law. There is, you can find common law, you can find legality, which is at the bottom of it all. And then you will find on top of that, you will find the maritime law, the common law, you will find, whatever law. And then there is also the natural law, and then you will find the universal law. You see what I'm saying? So the natural law already is also universal law, because the nature will not break universal law, because you see it's just going up, in harmony with it or something like this. Except the ones, with the free will or something like this, with that power, that to create their own law, which is man or something like that. We come and break, natural law or something like that. Not even natural law, we break the common laws or something. You see what I mean? But certain laws, you see, it's just like we say, it's not about, let's say you are allowed to break the men law, you see what I mean? Just like the children, for the reason, it happens for a reason. And we seek to elevate the minds of those who are in conflict with themselves on this level. The thing is, like, let's say for a child or something like that, you see the child, nowadays, you would say, listen to your parent, which is common law. You see what I mean? We are supposed to be guided to the children, indeed. So, children, obey your parents, or something like the scriptures say, obey thy mother and father, or something like this. But it goes beyond the terminologies that we use. Because nowadays, you see how you break the children will break the law and not listen to their parents. Maybe a move of wisdom, indeed. Why? Because let's say a parent is telling the children something man-made, which is destroying the planet or something like this, and then the children now, for rebelling against that code or law or something like this, or ordinance, so now they have obeyed the higher law by disobeying the lower law. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because the lower law, it's not that they choose to, it's only because the lower law is not in complete harmony with the higher law. So the child is not to be blamed. The child is not to be hurt because of that. You see what I mean? Because it's just like the parents. That's why we say, be thyself. You see what I mean? Because we have to understand the way laws work, the way things work, and what we mean by natural or common, and what should be broken, what should not be broken, and what can be broken and what cannot be broken. Because usually, like the universe, Mother Universe or Mother Nature, cares not that we break men's law as long as it is to stand for her laws. You see what I'm saying? Not that she needs us for that, but we need her for that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's, we have to understand certain things, and even as you go higher, there is a part of the test for you to break men's law and be able to do that regardless of the fear that you may have of the consequences or something like that. You see what I mean? Every prophet have went through it. Every man, you know, I mean, must go through it as well. It's just part of going to the higher level or something like this, from whence you come or something. So the thing is basically is it's just the way it is, and this is why you see the brother, what's his name, Lester Crowley. You see what I mean? You would say, you know, the highest law is do as thy will. You see what I mean? It is the highest law, but the only way that you can take in that power to do as thy will is only if you already conquered the lower self or something like this. Meaning you within yourself there's no conflict. You see what I mean? Within yourself there is a master and a student working in harmony. You see what I mean? Not just to be, because we all have the lower and the higher, but it's so that they know each other and stuff like this, and they obey, you know, the laws within themselves or something like this. They don't transcend each other's rights or something like that. You see what I mean? So that's just the way it is. And when that happens within the being, then indeed the highest law is to do as thy will. Because you see, it's just the way it has to work. Now you are a sovereign soul or something like this. Now you need to be yourself and do as you will, because everything you're gonna do is gonna be in harmony with the all, thereby bringing harmony to the lower realms or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way it is. We do not make those laws; we just obey them. As like, you know, when it's universal, or like some of us say, when it's God's law, there's no choice. You see what I mean? There's no choice. That you can choose, of course, but it's like it breaks you. You don't break the law; the law breaks you. Like, let's say, like we say, breeding. When we say, okay, I'm not gonna breed, it's your choice, and you see what I mean. But see what happens. Do you break the law? No. The law breaks you. You die if you do not break. You see what I mean? Just a little example to make us understand. So that's just the way it is. We also speak about, like we also mentioned about the God self. Now this is the time for us to be that God self. But obviously we are not ready. You see what I mean? But what is time anyway? We may not be ready today. At what time now? 11:37 a.m. Eastern time. But we may be ready 11:38 Eastern time, whatever. You see what I mean? Or it's still 11:37, 25 seconds. We may be ready 11:37, 26 seconds. Time has no relevance when it comes to you, to the real you. It's because you're the only one that stops yourself. Basically, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would say, he said that, you know, when they ask him, or when he tell people paradise is, when they ask him about paradise, he said paradise is for everybody, everybody. And when we say everybody, there's no exception, everybody. And then he continues to say, except those who choose not to have paradise. But who's gonna be dumb enough not to choose to have paradise? The one with the choice. You see what I'm saying? It's, you can only choose not to make it a paradise, because it's up to you. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it works. You see what I mean? So you may have the formulas, you may have the knowledge, you may have everything you need, but it still takes you to choose to apply. You see what I mean? But like I said, it's not my words, it's just the way it is. Like that's why I know it's a dangerous way to speak on higher knowledge and higher understanding to the mind that is not ready, because you only create more confusion, maybe, or something like that. Because the Quran says it, you know what I mean, that it will be amongst you will be those when the prophet speak, and he only regurgitating the words of Allah. And then the same word that will guide some will misguide some. But really, it's not the words, obviously, that misguide, it's the mind of the being who is perceiving or listening to the words. You see what I mean? That being will create whatever it is. So that's why it is not what the person do to you, is how you take it, is how you deal with it. You see what I mean? Because no one, you do not exist. You see what I mean? It's the we, the us. You see what I mean? It's like all itself. You see what I mean? It's basically you, oh, you're this, and then, oh, you know what, F you, blah, 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 blah. In reality, it's you. You just acting up yourself. You see what I mean? It's hard to understand, but it's just what it is. You see what I mean? So the thing is somewhat, don't even try to understand, please, because something like this is a haha moment. You're just gonna get it when you are ready. You see what I mean? When you're ready, every question you have will be answered. You see what I mean? Because it's within you or within your asking. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's nothing outside of us. Like you see, the brother does say, okay, go read the 12 Zodiac. The 12 Powers of Men, which is a book that Sister Daisy sent me as well in two different languages to not give me an excuse not to read. Something like this. I started the 3 pages indeed, and then they were powerful. And then I would say, okay, also, if you have the time, read this book. But for those who followed Sister Daisy Wiggeby, you already are aware of what that is. That was said to you in 97, now into the future and the now. Sister Daisy again spoke of it, and then not only speak of it, took her time and explain it in different languages or something like that. So this is there also in the ethers for us, or something for those who seek to see it. So, but the thing is but know that, you see, it's wherever you will read exists within you. Why? Because when you read it in the book, it's only finding ways to give you the aha moment. It's called all road leads to Rome. You see, all roads lead to Rome, or something like this. Meaning the only thing that actually exists in the end is this, is the true self. Anyway, there's no way, regardless of where you go, you're always gonna end up back to self. You see what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like you can read those books or whatever it is, but you have to understand that it's only giving you understanding of your own self, using other people's language or understanding. You see what I mean? But at the end, you're gonna have to take it on yourself, take on the journey yourself, the Torah, the Tarot, or the brother mentioned, or something like that. So that's why there's no, in this time, it is time for truth. And truth, as long as you own truth, there's no losing for you. But if you're not on truth, then you're already lost. Why? Because this is the time for truth. Why? Because it's a new time. You see what I mean? It's a new time, so only truth prevails. You see what I mean? Because remember, like, every lie is an illusion. Like the brother Muji I was listening to all day yesterday, he said to one of his of the people that was there at the Sashan or Shasan or whatever they call the meeting, or even somewhere in the mountains in the east. He said to them, okay, deception does not exist. You are deceived, but it's not deception. You see what I mean? Or lies do not exist. You are lied to, or you accept a lie. Therefore, it exists in your mind. But in reality, there's no lie, because what truly exists is the truth. So that's what it is. Blaming anyone who deceives you, you already missed the point. That's basically what that means. You can't blame anyone. You see what I mean? Get the lesson that you need to know something, thereby not be deceived again. Because you only deceive yourself, not the deception in existence. You see what I'm saying? Because things like If it exists outside of us to deceive us, it's because it existed before within us. You see what I'm saying? So it's only a mirror. You see? So now you have to conquer it within. If you have to destroy it from within, and then without, it happens. And this is why a lot of people will find it strange that certain things I don't speak about, certain things I don't tackle, or that I don't care about, or something like this. There's a reason for that. You see, because it's not the time to throw punches in the dark. If we punch, we have to know who we're punching or what we are punching. Because at the end of the day, we may be punching ourselves and we don't even know it. Just because we're not feeling it doesn't mean we're not punching ourselves. You see? So that's what it is. It's like what we have to learn, because that's why being wise, you cannot be deceived. It's not being knowledgeable, because being knowledgeable, of course, you can be deceived even more, or worse. But the thing is like, being wise, you can't be deceived. How and why? It's because what is to deceive you? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. You're not in knowing in that way. It's like you don't know, so you didn't accept. You're just feeling things. You see what I mean? Again, whatever you feel, you trust your gut, like you say. Then you see, and it's deeper than that, except that I cannot find the words to explain myself or something. But it's just the way it is. You will not worry about being deceived if you really know yourself. You see what I mean? That's the thing, and this is why we keep reinforcing you to know yourself. You see what I mean? And when we're saying that, it's not about playing games or that you do, no, because you are yourself. It's just that you have to know yourself. You see what I mean? Because once you know yourself, but then there's no deception. If you say, oh, I know myself, and then worry about getting deceived, then it's contradictory. You see what I mean? Contradictory. Why? Because only the self exists. How could self? You see what I mean? It doesn't work that way. So this is why you cannot deceive a wise person, because with your words alone, they will know. Okay, if you only know, you would shut up and listen. But they would say it in their mind, because if you are arrogant enough to speak among those that should be speaking, then it's your fault, not theirs. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you see when the wise ones among us, test us or something like this, it's not because they're going around want to have fun and want to test people and so that they fail, like me just said. It's not that. You see what I mean? But you yourself, you are playing games with yourself. Then therefore it's only a mirror. You take it as a game with you, but we just basically doing what we're supposed to do, being ourselves, telling you the truth. And if it does not exist within you or something like this, as you are being for the moment, then it becomes a play for you because it is against what you stand on or something like that. You see what I mean? But what you choose to stand on, because truth is, but you have a choice to be with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So now if you are feeling some type of way against truth, then thereby you need to learn and go some more. Because truth is your mother. You see what I mean? And it's not the type of mother we have in the reality that we may teach about life. It's the type of mother who created us. You see what I'm saying? Because everything is founded on truth. You see what I mean? So the truth is that mother that you just bow and listen for your own good. You see what I'm saying? So you cannot break that mother's law. That mother's law can only break you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we are saying. That's the difference. So whenever you see, let's say, when I say, okay, I speak a truth, and then he goes against someone or something like that. So what happens is that, am I wrong for speaking the truth? No. Because from that level, it is not about the individual anymore, it's about the collective. We done stepping over each other's heads to get ahead. This is because now you know you are the money, there's nowhere to be. It's in you already, everything you want and need, or something like that. So what's the point? And now what is left now, if you want to really help, is to be ourselves. That's the only thing. Be yourself. Ugly, good, bad, all of it. And then now the others that may come, be wise. The ones that may be looking at that reflection, Gotta be wise as the other is being himself or herself. Being wise meaning because a wise one will learn from a mistake more than a fool would learn from a lesson. You see what I'm saying? So that once you're not gonna worry about making mistake to point fingers saying, look at you right now. Because you only telling them how to treat you when it's your time to make mistake. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. We can't go around feeling like whatever it is and thinking that we're here to judge and this and that, blah blah blah. When we are neglecting the self of those beautiful judgments. You see what I mean? Trying to throw it on the reflection in the mirror as it was something different than the self. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous to the one who knows self. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. And this is why there's a lot of things we are saying now being awakened. As we know, there is a conscious community among us. So the thing is like, there's a lot of things that shows, okay, consciousness, meaning, okay, we are talking, we are doing certain things indeed. But the thing is like, do we know ourselves? Remain the question. You see what I mean? Because a lot of things that we talk about and the way we want to fight things and do certain things is showing something completely different. You see what I mean? Like, do we even know what we are saying or doing? Okay, like, all right. Because that's not the time to play a game because it's the will now. It's not the stupidity or the fake or none of that matters now. You see what I mean? Be you, ugly or not. You see what I mean? Because we should be wise enough to learn from your mistakes, your ugliness and all of that because it's beautiful anyway at the end of the day because whatever don't kill you only make you stronger. You see what I mean? And these things was in the beginning and they are now still the same. You see what I'm saying? So there's no worry except that like a lot of us we may go about it teaching how to be gods, or some of us wanna be happy and show off that we are gods or something. But the reality is you're still in the scarcity scarce mindset. Why? Because just like you see the one with the billion will not, like you always say, will not have the Gucci belt on because they have nothing to show off, no one to show off because they don't think there's any higher. You see what I mean? And if there's a higher, it doesn't even matter because if you have a private jet, I can or I have. If you whatever you do, I can. Now it's not the numbers don't even apply because whatever it is you may do, I may do too. So if you have to show off to anyone that you are God, then therefore you don't understand God. You don't understand yourself. You see what I mean? Because who are you showing off to? Because isn't God all? You see what I mean? So God showing off to God. You see what I mean? So that's why we say be yourselves. Because I'm learning as a wise one, and there are other wise ones among us that are learning what? What is within us that we maintain. You see what I mean? There's no throwing judgment like, oh, no, we are happy at the end of the day. You see, because you're showing us something, you know what I mean? We have, and then you have no idea. Wise men, though they accept the correction, but they hate making mistakes. You see what I mean? Not because they want everybody to think they know, there's a difference. It's because, why am I even talking if I don't know? You see what I'm saying? That's how a wise man move. It's like, damn, they feel bad because how many may have been misguided by my words? And whatever you do comes back to you. You see what I'm saying? And you know that now because you know what God means. You know there's no one to blame but yourself. You see, it's coming back because it goes in circle. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole different level of being or something like this. And this is why, by all means, be yourselves. Because when we say something and then you receive it certain way, you're not telling us about ourselves, by no means. You're only showing us where you are and how distant we're supposed to be from you, not because we're better, because we do not relate. And if two chemicals don't relate, then they will cause chaos. And our job is not to cause chaos if there's no need to. You see what I'm saying? We may, but if there's no need to, why would we? You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. We don't do things because we can. We do things because we have to. We have to obey the mother. You see what I'm saying? We have no choice. Otherwise, it's, oh, who are you afraid of? Oh, really? Okay. So whose right you think is worst? Whatever you're saying or mother's right? This is where you are. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have a choice, just like breathing. You can't break those laws. You stand for truth, be truth. You see what I mean? Be truthful first to yourself, thereby and let it flow to outside of yourself. You see what I'm saying? And even if truth stand against you, in reality, if you own the truth, it does not stand against you. Truth doesn't stand against you. Stand against truth in reality. You see what I'm saying? You think you can. Therefore, you put yourself in the face of, I don't know, destruction. Like you can say you can break it. It is. It breaks you. So that's why it is words of mercy when we say whatever we say. You see, I mean, anything we choose to say, we have no choice but to say. Because we go beyond feelings. Trust me, because ego in ourselves already responded the same way your ego responds. It's nothing new to us. This is why we are ready to speak to you and reason if you are listening. You see what I'm saying? If you can tame the monkey mind enough to sit still and listen, then you will understand why we do. Because don't you know God works in mysterious ways? You're not going to always know why we do something unless we tell you. But if you're in your God self, you already know. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that you already misunderstand already shows you're not in the God self. You see what I'm saying? That's what we are trying to show you. That's why be yourself. You see? Because you are God whether you are making mistakes or not. Because what you are, you are. There's no taking away from it. There's no adding to it. That's why be yourselves. You see what I mean? Because that's what's going to help the reality move forward. Your mistakes. Because if you're pretending, and then whatever you're pretending to be is not going to help more than someone keeping it will help with a mistake. You see what I'm saying? That's why you will find Christ among the thieves more than you would be amongst the priesthood pretending to be holy or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because as you always say, wouldn't you rather be among a thief than a hypocrite? You see? At least with the thief, you know what to hide, you know where you're standing. But with the hypocrite, you run the waters. You don't even know what to think. So you're in danger. You see what I'm saying? So now, with the time of truth, hypocrites will be burned out. They will burn themselves out. Because the chip or the memories that they hold cannot go with the type of frequency that is now being emitted into the reality. Now it's higher being. It's a higher level. It's a different classroom. You see what I mean? And we all babies or something. Whenever there's a new day, meaning you're off day one in a new reality on a new level, do you really think you are being smart by acting like you know something? No. How could you know if it's new? Because there is still to learn, either from a mistake or from a knowledge of someone or a lesson. You see what I mean? So that's why now doesn't mean that there's not gonna be a student-master relationship. It continues, of course, but it goes now to know that it's only student within yourself and master within yourself, meeting a student with a master within themselves. You see what I mean? So now it's to know yourself enough to know when you are the student in the meeting and when you are the master. And how would you know that? We speak to each other. You see what I'm saying? And as we speak to each other, giving each other's frequency to the words and stuff like this, letting our heart beat or something, then whoever is receiving or something like this will get an understanding of what to share or what not to share. You see what I'm saying? Or something like this, and mutual. You see, it's just how we deal. It's just the way you have to deal now. You see what I mean? But there's no pretending. Because anything that you see you have made as a mistake, it's simply what's going to cause the next being facing you to move forward or higher or wherever. You see what I'm saying? Because your mistake is the lesson or the beauty or something. It's not something to crucify someone for. You see what I mean? Or something like this, because what did Christ say when they gave him the law? You see, oh, they committed adultery. You say, okay, may he who is without sin throw the first stone. Simply. Right? Because how could you throw a stone when you yourself is worthy of blame? How does it work then? Where does it end? Should we just throw stone at each other or something until we all dead or something like that? No, it doesn't work that way. Let us see what's going on, what I did to cause this to happen, or what I have not done. Because we are that powerful that even when we don't do, we still do. That's why those who may be in conflict within themselves saying, okay, it's action. Everybody's acting. There's no one without acting. When you go to sleep, that's an action. You see what I mean? Any verb is an action. And to sleep is a verb. You see what I'm saying? You need sleep, don't you? You see what I mean? And sometimes you do more favor to humanity by sleeping than being awakened. You see what I mean? Just like my children. Don't come to the lab when I'm working in the lab. Why? Because sometimes if I'm doing something complicated, the best help you can give me is to let me be and stay away. By coming, you're gonna give me more work, or even damage what I'm trying to do, or something like that. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. It's still help, because by staying away, you help me do what I know to do. But by coming to help me, if you stop me from doing it, so what type of help is that? It is still a help, but not something to help me, but something to help against me. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way it is. So everything is an action. This is why every time the ego in ourselves want to throw judgment, the spirit in ourselves must question, do you deserve to throw judgment, or should it be at you? Think about yourself first. This is why the brother Freeman-El say, Prophet Noble say what? It's like study thyself. If we ask, what do we do next? After you're done studying yourself, study yourself some more because you are everything. You see what I mean? So to study yourself, we can go outside of the self to study ourselves, but it's too complicated outside of ourselves because we're gonna read this book and it's gonna be someone's truth. That means it's tainted with his truth, but what is your truth in it? You see what I'm saying? So that's his truth, but what's yours? It's tainted with his. You're not trying to become the person that you are reading from. You're trying to be yourself. So you still have to go within to make what you see in himself that exists in you show. You see, and be it. You see what I'm saying? And this is why all roads lead to Rome. But by all means, Rome is you, be in you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's like we're not gonna allow ourselves to keep losing or something like that. Really, like against our own selves, because we are causing it to ourselves, you see. But we have to move forward. But like I say, be ourselves. We have to, because as long as you're not, anyway, I'm not even gonna say as long as you're not breaking the higher law, because like the brother Freeman taught me just now, you cannot break the higher law. He can only break you. You see what I mean? So when we're saying that, we have to check ourselves to see, are we coming from a level of a religious mindset, or are we coming from a level of a universal mindset? You see what I'm saying? Because the religious mindset is the one to throw the stone first, to say, oh, you broke the law. But you cannot break the law of God or something like that. It's impossible. You see what I mean? So now it's the why when it comes to the main law. You see what I mean? Like that's what it comes down to. Because man is not perfect. And this is why you see, like we say, the children, may break the parents' law. But we cannot just go around telling them do not, because the book says so. You see what I mean? Because we are the book. You see what I mean? When does it apply? You see what I'm saying? The child who said, okay, I don't worship anything outside of myself. Oh, the parents will slap them, blasphemy, there's only one God, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Because in that level of understanding, they're trying to bring the child down from themselves. You see what I'm saying? To a level of a slave. But the child, the spirit, knows that they're not slaves. They don't want to be slaves. But the whole reality is telling them obey mom and dad. And mom and dad is standing against truth, against spirit. So should that child continue to obey that parent? Or is parents something that has to do with numbers now? You see what I mean? So parent is the one to speak. But parent now, in this reality, lose the meaning. It's something different. Child lose the meaning. We may use the same words, but they lose the meaning they had in previous levels or something like that. So now parent is the one that may die. You see what I'm saying? It's just a way for, you can use it as a guide, basically. The same by saying guide, you can say parent. Now when we use the word parent, we are basically talking about God. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter who it is, you see? Because sometimes someone may guide us, though they're not our parents. But now, if we do it like this, if they say, obey your parents, then we would know that we cannot be wrong for obeying that parent if we have the proper understanding of what parent means for the time being. You see what I'm saying? So now you will know what parent to obey. It's the voice of wisdom, the voice of reason. That's the parent. And it can come through anything, even an animal. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the way it is. So the thing is, like, somehow we have to know what we're doing now. Because as you are confused, some of us are not. As you cannot trust, some of us is trust. As you cannot love, some of us is love. You see what I mean? So we are being. It's the time for being. Be thyself. You know thyself. It was at the time of confusion. So now that is time of knowledge, then nothing left to be is be thyself. You see what I'm saying? It goes together. So obviously, if some of us are not ready for the time, which is okay, you see what I mean? Meaning only self. If you're not, I'm not. And this is why there's still need to speak. You see what I mean? Because you may learn from a mistake coming out of my mouth, as I may learn from how you respond to the mistake. We complement each other. There's no man at the end of the day for the one who is whole, for the one who knows all his self, for the one who is not confused. Because he's always happy. Not even that he's happy, he is happiness. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. There's no other way. I mean, that happiness come and embrace the sadness as a part or frequency of that happiness. You see what I'm saying? And the hate, embrace it as a part of that love, a level or frequency of love. You see what I mean? A lower frequency. So if you are being hating, then you are in your lower self, even if you say you are in your higher self, because God is love. He didn't say God is hate. He said God is love. In the embrace of the hate, if it exists, but it is love regardless. You see what I mean? Not because of what the happenings, only because it is. So the happenings cannot change that. You see what I mean? That's why when we say we choose to love, who to love, then that's the lower love, the lower self-love, not the higher self. As you can see, Mother Nature, who is love, feeds everyone, the warmongers and the peacemakers. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like Sevan would say, the king and the whatever on the table will go in the same box, and the pan. You see what I'm saying? Will go in the same box. And this is why in Egypt, only those who reach that level of understanding could be king or pharaoh. Why? Because they are not dangerous to themselves and the ones they got, or they lead, or they preside over, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way it is. That's why we never know how to choose kings. We never know how to choose masters. We never know how to choose, because it does not exist within us yet. Or we did not discover it. It does exist, but we did not discover it in ourselves yet. We went too far out and neglect where it is within. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the way it is. It's just that, and this is why, God did not listen to you, or the mother don't listen. When you choose, you always choose against mother. Mother chose David, and you chose someone else, like a rich one among the time or something, pre-Christian era or something. We chose that. You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, because, who's this guy? Why? Because we are thinking about food and survival. Yet we think we are high or something like that. Because you only choose, your choices will tell you where your mind is, where your level is. If you choose a king based on if he and she can feed you or shelter you, then it only shows that you are not a sovereign being. You can't feed and shelter yourself, even if you are doing it, only depending on someone else to some degree. You don't even know that. You see, because how would you know? You see, because the first to know, if you want to know anything, is yourself. You have yet to know that. You see what I'm saying? So basically, I'm putting a bouillon of words in your mind to, you know, make it one at the end. You see what I'm saying? Except that you're going to get an understanding that you did not before. And then things will start making sense to you. And now, once things are making sense around you in your reality, then you will know where to put each pieces in the reality. And you will not take your friend as an enemy, as you are doing all the time, every day. And you will not destroy that which you should build, and you will not build what you should be destroyed. You see what I'm saying? Because the God is what? Is the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer. You see, it is all in one. It's not the one who is half of a half and saying, oh, we should kill all those that destroy. Or, no, it is all God. You see, it's the intention that you should understand why. No. You see what I'm saying? Everything exists for a reason. If it's in existence, it's because it's in existence outside of you. It's because it's in existence inside of you. To want to go outside of you and destroy it already show you should sit down and learn some more. Because once you get rid of it within, then it goes out without. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. That's why, though sometimes I want to, you know, join with you in your cries, in your power, or whatever it is, even in your weakness or something like this. But if I see it's not going to serve me, thereby not serving you, then why should I give any power to that? Because I'm here to serve you. I'm a servant. You see what I mean? We serve each other. You see what I'm saying? So I can only participate in that which can serve. You see what I mean? Humanity, which is me. Because that's selfishness, like Aleister Crowley would say, is a thing indeed, but there's degrees to selfishness. There's a selfishness that comes from a scarce mind. There's a selfishness that comes from a mind whole. You see what I mean? That selfishness is the divine one. You see what I'm saying? If it exists, he has two poles to it. If there's a lower frequency in it, there's a higher frequency in it. So we have to understand that. You see what I mean? So selfishness, there's the selfishness that comes from the lower. It's going to hurt everyone to serve itself. But the selfishness that comes from the higher rather hurt itself for the lower, for the all, also for the benefit of the all. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. So now, those that are in the lower will see the higher selfishness as a stupidity. Like, hey, this guy is stupid. Why? Because it's me. He's stupid. Look at him. He's looking over everybody else except himself. There's no losing at the end of the day. You see what I mean? Because, like, if there's anything I learned from Brother Nipsey, may he travel well, is in his song title, because I didn't really listen to him much, though I know the face. But now I had to go back and listen to his word to see why people are saying the things that they are saying about him. So I know if I should, what it is in myself. So he said what in his song, one of his songs I listened to yesterday. I think it's titled I'm all for the hustle or all for the grind or something like this. So I gotta keep grinding. You know what I mean? Make some money and make some more. Something like that. I forgot because I have problems listening to lyrics. I stay stuck in the rhythms. You see what I'm saying? If you ask me like what did the rapper say, I wouldn't know. You see, most of the time. You see what I'm saying? 99 out of 100. So the thing is like what it is basically he said money. You see what I'm saying? So if I have to learn anything, is to know not to live for money, because when I die, look, it all stays here. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. It's not that money is against me; I'm against myself because money is. So knowing that you can use it as a tool and stuff like this, so I have to keep on learning every day from someone's mistakes or from someone's lesson or teaching or something like this. Because they both can teach a lesson. At the end of the day, they go in the same box. They serve the being anyway. You see what I mean? Because there's no losing for being. You see, if it is teaching, you have gained knowledge. You have learned something, thereby grown. And if it is a lesson, then what else you have? A lesson. What do lessons do? They help you grow. At the end of the day, you have no choice but to grow. So what are we worried about? You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So I learned that. Not that I didn't know it before, obviously, but the thing is, like, I reinforced that knowledge yesterday, because the more of us are making the same mistake, even Laura Bush or something, she travel well and stuff like this said on her deathbed is what is not really, the next meeting or the next great business deal or this next signing or whatever that really worries you in the end. It is what? It is time you spend with the loved ones. You see what I mean? Imagine if you were loved. It's not choosing to love some and hate some, but to be loved is even a greater being. You see what I mean? I mean, you have more to transcend with than the lower love. You see what I mean? Imagine if they accept the lower love as worthy, imagine the higher one. You see what I'm saying? So that's the time of people that was like, I wish I died before that. You see what I'm saying? Because what is death anyway? You see what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like we just gotta understand things. So now, you see, my time now is basically to live. You see, live because I sacrifice my living to know. You see what I'm saying? Myself. You see what I mean? Because not to go outside of myself, traveling around the world, now. I am the world. You see what I'm saying? So I know me as within first, and then I can go out there and then meet myself outside of myself. You see what I mean? And when it goes that way, then when you meet, we'll feel you, because you are truly you, not some type of thing that come and they don't know what is that. You see what I'm saying? And they have no feelings from it and whatever. You see what I mean? And as some of us may go out and know the world, but now you have yet to sit down and go with it. You see? Because it's a journey that must be taken. Where you would do without going outside, you cannot do without going with it. You see what I mean? So which is the greater at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So that's why now that time now is for me to go outside of myself. Read books, listen to YouTube like I've been doing, and meeting great people, and continuing to learn from my own mistake and others, and love them for those mistakes, but not wanting to kill them for them. What else? Show my child love and travel and do the things that everybody been doing that I haven't been doing. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is, because we have to go within and without. You see what I'm saying? So I can either sit here and keep talking, or go learn some more. Meaning go out now. Go learn some more. You see what I mean? But I'm not forcing it. I'm just allowing it to be. When it's time, it will be. You see what I'm saying? So if it is not happening, it's because that's not what the mother wants. So until then, be patient. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it works. But I am that child, as I am that wise one. You see, so I want to. Oh, I've been through all this and this and that. No, you think mother cares? No. Mother only cares about your overall well-being, not the moment well-being. You see what I'm saying? So that it's not gonna care about how you're feeling right now. No, because like Muji said, the feelings. Okay, how did you feel? Okay, I felt good before that. I was feeling bad, but are you still feeling bad? No. How are you feeling now? I'm feeling good. So you were feeling bad, now you're feeling good. So the feelings are changing. Okay, so how will you feel later? I don't know, or something like this. Maybe still happy. Playing with the words, but not just to play, to allow you to understand what you're saying and what you're doing and stuff like that. You see what I mean? It's like, okay, so if that one changed, you're feeling, so how did you know how you're feeling? You were observing that, right? So that's what, did the observer change? No. The feelings change, not the one who observes the feeling. You see what I'm saying? So be in that space. You see what I'm saying? Like be in the space of the observer and then you shall not be touched. Because the feelings come and go, yet you remain. So be unmovable. You see what I mean? It's just the way it is. That's why a lot of people may teach and they may say, okay, do this, get mad. Oh, to be angry is natural indeed. You see what I mean? All that is part of the human being. That's why we say be yourselves. If you have to be angry, be angry. But don't be angry and come back saying that, okay, I'm in my higher self. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. You know? I mean, you're angry, it means you need to be taught. You see what I'm saying? Like how to be human, meaning not how to be God, because in God is the anger, is this, is that, that. But as to be human is to how to process the anger. Because God is never angry. When, the feeling exists within God. You see what I'm saying? So that's he doesn't touch God or something like that. So once you are angry, you can't teach. You shouldn't be teaching because you have not yet healed. So only the healed can heal. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it works. We can pretend to be healed, but it will show that we are not in our words because spirit don't lie. You see what I mean? The spirit will scream it out in the lie. I need help to those who have ears to hear. You see what I'm saying? But the ego seek to tame mother. You see what I mean? Like, shut up. You don't know what you're doing. You came from my rape, stupid. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it is, you see? And then know that when we are speaking about this, we are speaking about the energies, not the male, female represent, not the bodies. You see what I'm saying? Alone. Though they may entail the bodies as well. So that's what it is. It's just the way it is, guys. So it's simple, it's easy. You see, and it's time, like I say, it's time for, not when I say me, it's those that have already gathered the lesson, though we in a new class or something like this. So now we have to, it's new class, it's a new day. So does it stop there for us? No. Now if you went within, it's time to go within. Applying what you learn within. You see what I'm saying? And then be the change that the world need or something like that. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. As those who will be traveling, it's not okay, I went to Egypt before, let me go again. Spend it in some books, spend it in saying on a bookmarks class on university.com or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Spend it yourself. You see? Go within or something like that. Now, you already went out. You don't go 2-3 times thinking you're gonna get something. No. Don't waste time doing the same thing expecting different results. You say it's insanity. So don't be insane. You see what I'm saying? Like me, myself, I keep going within is because of the treasures in the darkness. You see what I'm saying? Like the Bible say, I shall teach you the treasures of the darkness. But you may get addicted to it or something. But that's against yourself. Because too much of anything is not good. Because if the without exists, go out and have fun. Otherwise, you will burn yourself out. But until then, my fun is to share my truth. You see what I'm saying? And either by sitting here or by moving around. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the way it is. So now, let's see. So, like the brothers say again, it's like I said yesterday, and the brother confirmed that some way that you cannot teach someone how to be God, because everyone you're looking at is God. The poor man who's begging, the rich one traveling on the private jet. It's all God. You see what I'm saying? A piece of God, a reflection of the one, or something like that. But though the piece of that reflection may feel bad for the situation for the moment, but within that being is the one that is not affected by that private jet. Same for the rich one. The ego may enjoy the private jet, but within that being is a fraction of that which is not moved by the private jet. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. It's just an experience at the end of the day. And what is the purpose of being a human being? Is to experience. So have you failed? If you have experience from day one? No, there's no failure for it. There's no such thing. But if you believe it, then it is, to some degree. You see what I'm saying? Not that it is like truth is, it is in your mind. You see what I'm saying? So if it's in your mind, then you will live it as such. You see what I mean? Because you are creators. So that's basically what it is. So when we teach, basically, we teach how to be human. That's why all my life I teach people how to be human, whether I know it or not. You see what I'm saying? Like I shared with us before, when I had the cell phone business, people steal from me all the time, whether on the wholesale level or on the retail level. But how I deal with it is completely different from how everybody else dealt with it. I went to a client, wholesale, you see what I'm saying? And then the client sold. And then when I find that I have less than I came with, then I'm like, okay, something is missing. But he was okay, though he had or he or she had some customers, but the customers couldn't reach us where we were because I'm inside with the owner. You see what I'm saying? So they can't reach us there. So who could take it? But I was patient and throwing those words to allow him to see for himself that he cannot fool. You see what I'm saying? He or she. You see what I mean? Not accusing him, but in my knowing, with all humility, allowing him to admit that no one else could take it without me having to say it. You see what I'm saying? And then, in the end, it was returned. It took patience and wisdom, but it was returned. That is teaching to be human. My job is not to go around telling his friends or his family, his store, oh, just because he wasn't black, then okay, we just do that and destroy his image. No. Lesson learned. What's the lesson for me is that just because he's an owner doesn't mean he cannot steal from me. Lesson for him is that to be human is not to crucify someone for their mistakes. You see what I'm saying? We all learn at the end of the day when wisdom is among us. So that's just the way it is. And on retail level, I already shared. I said what? The kid came or something like this, Mexican descent, a very good client of mine. When I would not have good business for the day, he would come, and when he comes, he would pick the funds that are not selling because he's sending them back home to family and children and stuff like that. Doing good. I see that and I'll stay with it. And this is why I say I hate meeting people, not because I hate people, because I want to feel like they are good people. I don't want them to change that in my mind. I want to be able to smile when I look up at them, not remembering what they do or something like that. That's why it's stupid for someone to look for the bad in people. You're destroying yourself. Now you're not allowing yourself to trust and to love and to feel what's good. Because these frequencies are what's going to help you vibrate higher, and not the hate in your heart that you allow to be because you are curious. That's why we say curiosity kills the cat. You see what I'm saying? Because by being curious in the bad instead of the good, then you get the feeling that is bad. So now you're destroying yourself because the body is chemically driven. So when you're feeling bad, you release certain chemicals that are toxic to your being. Now you cannot vibrate high because you are toxic at the moment. You see what I'm saying? That's the danger of those who don't know themselves. So that's the thing. And this is why when we say do not get angry, it's not because we hate. It's because you're only angry because you don't know yourself. You see, but it's your choice. So the thing is like what I did is what? Is we came to, I shared the story already. We came, but since it is so relevant, because in this tab we say the will. Who is will is the one who living this way. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. So not to talk about people, but it's your truth. So I shouldn't say K. Potter or Steven Spielberg all the time, though I may use their truth to make a point. You see what I mean? But he has to go back to speaking. How you live in it. You see what I'm saying? So if you live in it, then give the example of you. Show the willness of it, of your words, or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is what? I would say to the Mexican kid that, okay, not forgetting, focusing on how much he helped my business. You see what I'm saying? And then, okay, my worker said what? Yo, that's your phone. Do you know that? And I say, you serious? And I do remember you every time I say you're serious, Siri comes on. I'm not talking to you, Siri, but thank you for your service. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is what? It's like my workers told me, that's your phone. Okay, I'm like, is it? And then I remember I lost one because he came to sell it back to me or something like that. So I'm like, okay, that's my phone or something. Yeah, but you still have the box. It was on display. You just checked the phone with the box. So I just wanted to check before I even accuse because that's not something I want to do. You see what I'm saying? So I check it and then same IMEI number, meaning same identity of the phone with the box. So what do? Many people there, like it was a busy day. So I'm like, okay, what do I do now? But ego is like, okay, teach them a lesson. So for those that are watching, like lower selves will do. You see what I'm saying? But I say start silent, head down and stuff like this. So I'm agitated to some degree, but not to a degree to move on the anger or the way I was feeling because I'm aware of the anger, but I'm not. You see what I'm saying? So now that's why everybody's worried, like, what is he doing? Like, what is he thinking about? Act. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm just having a conversation with spirit. All right, ego and mother and son within one being. What should I do? What's the best way to deal with this? You see what I'm saying? And then mother's like, it's up to you. But if you ask me, isn't he your customer? Like, do you feel good when you see him, when he comes around and spend with you? Or something like that. So handle it wisely. Like, it's however you want. You see what I'm saying? And then I went down and called him on the side after conversation with spirit. You see what I'm saying? And then I say, yo, like, you know, my helper say, this is my phone. And, oh, what do you mean it's your phone? Blah, 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 blah. Like, it is my phone. I have proof. Do you have proof it's yours? Do you have receipt that you bought it from me? Oh, I didn't get it from you. All right, so do you have the proof that you even bought it anywhere? Not on me, whatever. I'm like, okay, so burden of proof. You see what I'm saying? That's the law. I have, but you don't. So already I win. You see what I'm saying? And stuff like this. So you can continue to argue with me and trying to take my rights away. Or I can just do plan B, call the cops. If that's what you feel. So I have to find a way to deal with this, you see. But I cannot be a fool and allowing you to steal from me when I know. You see what I mean? It's your right to steal, you see, but it's my right not to be stolen from. You see what I'm saying? And then like, oh, you can come, this is as mine. I'm like, I'm just saying, those are the plans. You are my customer, my brother. I love you, and you always support my business. So I'm giving you the respect, come on the side with you and stuff like that. It's to give you a chance to make it clean and nothing, no hurt, no hard feelings. You have nothing to worry about because you've done the right thing by erasing the wrong. Up to you. You see what I'm saying? Or we can take it to plan B, like I said. Because with my profile, I would be a fool to let you just win like that. You see what I mean? And with smile and everything. And then he's just there thinking, arguing with himself as well. You see what I mean? And I'm giving him the time. Because as I can see, if I expect myself to give myself time to argue with myself, then let him have a time to argue with himself. Patient. You see what I'm saying? So now we come and then, oh God, and then he just give me the phone. I'm like, I don't want to take the phone from you if you believe it's yours. Do you accept that it's mine? You see what I mean? Or whatever. And then he don't say nothing. Silence speaks louder than words. And then I just put the phone back in its box. You see, I'm not accusing you. And I mean, I'm not doing that saying it. But I'm not accusing you because look, you see the eye in the eye, same. So when you lose, don't fight it. Let it be. Because when you fight it, you make it something it wasn't before. Make it bigger than it should have been. Did we have to go there? No. It's a lesson learned for both of us. You see what I mean? And then give him a handshake and a pat on the back, and I'll see you next time. Because I still love you, still my customer. Nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with the day. So we all make mistakes. And then we give each other a hug, everybody see it. You see what I mean? Because that's showing humanity. Because we are gods. We can't teach God to be God. But God became on a mask to be human. So they're not human. They need to be taught humanity. You see what I'm saying? So we are teaching each other how to be human. You see what I mean? So that's just the way it is and stuff like that. So 1 second. And this is what I mean by that. Because with the time, if we still have to speak and teach, we have to know what to teach and speak about. Because if we don't, then we're just going around in circle like a bunch of blind rabbits or something like that. You see what I mean? That's the thing. Because if we don't know, then we will continue to speak because you can't shut the ego up or something if spirit don't know what to talk about. You see what I'm saying? Because ego will find something to talk about, for it or against it. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. So that's why we do ourselves great service when we allow ourselves to be led by spirit or something. You see, our own or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way it is. So what would I say? It's basically that's what it is. Because I couldn't accentuate more. That's why anyone that I would speak to, I mostly worry about showing them my humanity more than my godhood. And this is why those that are in the God selves most of the time, they feel superior than I. Why? Because they are God and I'm acting human. So they think, okay, I'm over you, I'm above you. You see what I mean? But in reality, it's not the way. Because if God come on you, he's not really, like as a man, he's not going to be arrogant with you. You see what I mean? Because how are you going to be arrogant to be arrogant? You can never beat the fool in his own game. You see what I mean? We say that all the time. See, you have to take them to the higher plane where they are not comfortable. You see, like the ego will take the snake up in the air. When it's on turf, you don't fight it on the ground. You see what we say it all the time. So that's what it is. So that's why when we speak, we understand the confusion among the religious mindsets, among the conscious mindset, among different levels of beings around us by how they receive the message. You see what I'm saying? Because the truth comes, he's not tainted, it's just what it is. So the reception of the truth or the receptors or something like this now will tell who they are by how they, deal with what is, which is truth. You see what I'm saying? It's just we don't seek to know no one. That's why we don't need to spy on anyone. If you have to spy, then you still have yet to learn. You see, that's why even Prophet Muhammad will tell his followers, don't spy on your brothers and sisters. Because that's not the way of the higher. You see what I'm saying? Because the higher don't need to spy because he knows everything anyway. So imagine, the eye of always coming into your room trying to see when everything is all eyes anyway. You see what I'm saying? So what's to spy on? It's not trying to see, it's seeing itself. You see what I mean? Your eyes are its eyes. So if you see, it sees. You see what I'm saying? If the mouse sees, it sees. For those who may not understand what it's all eyes. If there's a fly in your room, God sees. You see what I'm saying? Anything around you, God sees. You are around when there's no fly, God sees. Because you have God's eyes. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the way it is. You see what I mean? So there's no need to hide nothing. That don't need to be hidden or something like that. Because if hidden is in existence, there's a wisdom behind it. Therefore, there's a higher use of the hidden thing, or like we hide knowledge from sometimes. As long as it's not that you hide knowledge, is why do you hide? Because hidden is existing. So therefore you should hide. But why? You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. So understand the whole of the truth and understand the whole of who you are so that you should stop fighting yourselves thinking you're going somewhere. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. That's why it's all play for me all of my life. That's why I'm always happy and I'm so quick to just give up anything that can take away my happiness, if it can. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because I've been happy all my life. Not because of something, because I am. You see what I mean? Why? Because once you are living your purpose, which is discovering yourself, happiness is the only side effect. You see what I'm saying? And you keep getting more happy and more happy and more happy. And the one who's happy means is vibrating high. Therefore, opportunities, in opportunity is the word port or portal or opening. There's always opportunity for the one who is happy. That's why the true happy one may not show smile, but the heart is. Opportunity surrounds it. Why does he give up on the opportunity? His own business. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not a selfish thing. I'm not trying to eat or something like that. Especially when among me is Brother Elitom and others, teaching me that 20 years without food or something like that. So what's the need? You see what I mean? Except it's all experience. You know what I mean? So if we seek to teach anyone anything in this time, is how to be human. This is why the Bible would say, how could you say you love God? And so is the Quran and all scriptures, the Vedics, the whatever in existence of man. So they will say the same truth because truth is one, regardless of the language. So they will say, how could you say you love God when you cannot show compassion to the fellow men that you see, when you don't even see God? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. If you love God, to love is to understand. Love is understanding. To love God is to understand God. If you understand God, then you should know the only way to show love to God is by showing love to your fellow human being. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it works. That's why it becomes play to those that understand things, because they see foolishness, they laugh at it. You have no choice but to laugh at foolishness until it becomes too toxic and a problem. Then you can't laugh no more. But it's funny. Why is it funny? Because if someone is pretending to be wise and then they're acting foolish, they don't even know it, don't you think it's funny? That's what you call the joker. Who doesn't laugh at the joker? You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way it is. Because the word says something, and I'm saying this for what? Because I need people to stop making a fool of themselves. It's mercy still. Right? Because you're not fooling everybody, really. If you don't fool yourself, how do you think you can fool anyone else? You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. All is self, and that's the highest maxim. Except on itself. You see what I mean? That's the thing. You cannot fool yourself, therefore you cannot fool me or anyone else. That's why Muji would say, it's not that they fooled you, it's that you are fooled. You see what I mean? And if you are fooled, then you are. You see what I mean? Because that's why the saying goes like this would say, fool me once, fool me twice, no one knows. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. You see, it's simple and beautiful. Life is beautiful. So now we make it stupid still by trying to take the old self into the new self. Like trying to be a butterfly crawling or something like that. Which is not gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? Because the butterfly knows not to stay on the ground. Except for whatever reason. Because if the ground exists, it's for a reason. So it's gonna come down to it at some point. But that's not where he wants to stay. Or at least should want to stay. Because like a caterpillar, he can be stepped on. When he has wings to fly over those that can step on it. Why do that? You see what I'm saying? Unless you have a good reason for it. You see what I mean? So this is the time to be human. Because we did not come to earth to be God. No. We came to be human. And to be God on earth is to be that human that which we came to be. You see what I mean? And then in the end, there's nothing else except what we were before. Like it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. You don't have to make it, fight it, whatever, it's just gonna happen because that's the true thing anyway. You see, you don't build it. It's been before you. You see what I'm saying? So what is it we are talking about? So we can continue to teach anyway. Yes, why not? Because there's need to be teaching anyway. You see what I mean? But what are we teaching now? Is it how to be God or how to be human? You see what I mean? Because where God is, it must be paradise for the human to enjoy. You see what I'm saying? So, but God is not going to come in paradise because God does not fit in paradise. Because paradise fit within God. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. So, I don't know how to put it again. You see? But I'm only speaking because that's what I need to talk about. Because that's what I live. That's what my truth is. You see what I'm saying? That's what I encounter. You see? So, we're not seeking to say something. Why do you think it's making so much sense? It's because it is. It's not something that, an idea that just, no. This is what it is and that's what we're talking about. You see what I mean? It's simple. Like, very simple. Life is very simple. And when it's simple in your mind, then it becomes beautiful. And you will not need to cry. Except tears of joy. Because tears of joy is recognizing, I don't know if that ever happens to you, recognizing how foolish you were and laugh at yourself as you are crying at the same time. There's no better thing. You see what I mean? You're crying like, oh my God, and laughing at the same time at yourself. That's enlightenment. You see what I'm saying? Nothing extra. But we can go different ways. The herbs, the books, the lectures, the words, the advice, whatever. You can get truth anyway. Because the only thing that exists is truth anyway. If anything is because of truth. Not the other way around. So you'll find it everywhere. Even in the lie. You see what I mean? That's why it's simple, like we said. You know what I mean? There's no need for anything. Or to be mad or to this, though you should be mad if you have to. Like we say, we're not telling you what to do. You see what I mean? Be mad. why give up that feeling anyway if it exists? I don't know. You see what I mean? But if it serves you, be. You see what I mean? That's all we say. If it exists, then, but to process it, it's something different. So are you processing it in a way that is gonna hurt you or help? Because acting up and no one ever win by coming all full force but no mind. You see what I'm saying? Look, anger is force, not mind. You see what I mean? I mean, you're not into yourself really, like when you're doing that. You're just a vessel to the anger. I mean, you're not in control of that vessel. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You gotta understand it, because it's only being, just like children will be mad. Let's say they're eating something they like and it falls on the floor and they're mad, and sometimes they will throw a tantrum. I would ask them, who are you mad at? You see what I mean? Really, who are you mad at? If, okay, now that you recognize you, but okay, what do you do with that madness? Do you smack yourself in the face because it's your fault? You see what I'm saying? Okay, being mad is not gonna change the fact that whatever the ice cream fell on the floor or something. No, make them feel it, like really. So what was the reason? You see what I mean? That's the thing. But I will not help those children if I don't try to take that same little wisdom and then share it outside the home or with other fellow human beings. Because if my children may understand something in the home, once they go outside and they see someone else in his foolishness and be exposed to it, like I said the other day, I may not have known the ego if I was not exposed to it. Because especially if I'm led by spirit as a being. So now, I didn't know arrogance existed. You see what I'm saying? Though it did, because I felt it in myself, but I tame every time I have a chance to be arrogant, without even knowing if I should or not. It's just, it was the natural thing to do it in myself. You see what I'm saying? And in yourself too is the natural thing. But who's natural these days? That's why we say be yourselves. You see what I mean? There's nothing to be mad at, nothing to hate, nothing to do, nothing but the self. If it deserves it, of course. And if it's going to help it, go. Be. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. Now, truth is the time. So we can allow you to stop progress, basically, like we always say. So live, love, laugh, learn, Aibobo. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you again soon, if need be, you know, but because we have to keep learning anyway. So talk to you soon.
Supplying your ears. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Contraband. This is a contraband.